So about a month ago, I was on the couch, checking out Amazon and eBay, looking at guitars, looking at gear, came across this really interesting ad. It was for a 1996 Gibson, the Hawk Husk, just the body. There was just a couple components, electronics, a couple pots, the switch, but nothing else. There was no pickups, there was no tuners, just the body. And that's because the neck at one point has snapped on it, but somebody fixed it, and from what I saw in the pictures, it looked really good. Anyways, this ad really intrigued me for a couple reasons. The first reason is I've never heard before in my life what the Hawk is. Like, I've heard of a Nighthawk before, but never the Hawk. Turns out in 1996 and 1997, Gibson did a series of guitars, the Nighthawk, the Blues Hawk, and the Hawk. The Hawk was only made for 2 years, so this guitar is fairly rare. It was intended to be the cheap entry level of the series, so if you couldn't afford a Nighthawk, you can pick up a Hawk for probably $500–600. Kind of like a Les Paul special to like the Les Paul series, right? It's not designed to be an expensive guitar. It's an entry-level Gibson. Other thing that really intrigued me was the price. This guitar was $400, which in Gibson terms right now is really cheap. The going price for this guitar is starting about $1,100. I figured this would be a really cool build for the YouTube channel. So we're gonna put together a 1996 Gibson, the Hawk. First thing is I picked up some tuners from StewMac. It's just the Clolson Deluxe. I have these on my Les Paul and they're great tuners. I have no issues with them, so I'm gonna put them on this one. Okay, pickups. So we have these Tone Rider P90 pickups here. This was a recommendation from Mark from Fairtone Studios, so I'm pretty pumped about these. I've been on a P90s kick, so I got the P90s when I ordered the Harley Benton, so I think P90s are gonna be really nice in here. I think it's gonna have that SG P90s kind of vibe. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to hearing how these sound, and if they sound like shit, it's Mark's fault. As for the bridge, now I just picked up a $30 bridge from Amazon. It's musically. I got some witch hats. I'm gonna throw some witch hats on there. I like me some witch hat knobs. And again, screws and the other components that I just picked up from Amazon. Just to, yeah, all the little bits. The plan is we're gonna put this together, I'm gonna set the intonation up, and then let's just see how it plays and sounds. And if all goes well and this sounds really good, we just put ourselves together a Gibson for about 650 American. So that's the cheapest Gibson that I can find to date online. All right, here it is. This is my 1996 Gibson, the Hawk. To put this guitar together, it only took me like 2 hours to get the components on, wire it up, do a quick setup, and just to play around for a little bit, just to kind of see how it sounds. It is tiny. This is a small guitar. And what I understand about the Hawk series and like the Nighthawks and that is they're kind of like for people that don't really dig Les Pauls. Les Pauls are bulky. This is thin, it's contoured, it's just a really nice feeling guitar. Just because this was a cheaper guitar, they still made it Gibson. Like the neck feels like a Gibson guitar. Like I feel like I'm playing one of my older SGs or my Les Paul. The frets feel really good. They're probably due for a crowning, but really happy with it. The nut needs a little bit of work. I think some people try to tweak that and it's still a little funky, but it's holding right now. Something I don't like about it, which is not the guitar's fault, I paid for a cheap bridge, and it's starting to tilt quite a bit. When I bought this pigtail bridge, there were comments of people saying that it has quite a bit of a slant. I don't know if it's a user error thing, maybe I set something up wrong that I just have to spend more time on it. One thing that I did notice right off the bat is the studs they send to put in the guitar were too small. So I had to shimmy them. The whole thing's starting to tilt forward now, so that's kind of shitty. The electronics, are great. They're not noisy, they work fantastic. I didn't have to do any work there, I just literally had to solder in the pickups. Tuners are the Clolson Deluxe tuners that I got from StewMac. What can I say? I've used these on a couple guitars now and I really dig them. They stay in tune, they feel really nice. They look really cool. For tuners that are under $100, it's a good buy. So I'm happy with that. The stars of the show are the pickups. These are the Tone Rider P90s. These were recommended to me by Mark from Fairtone Studios. Thank you, Mark. Really happy with them. Really dig how they sound. Specifically, the neck pickup. It has a really nice balance. You get some really good lows. They're P90s, so they don't feel too cluttered or muddy like you might get with humbuckers. Let me play for you. I just got it running through a Marshall simulator, just so you can hear it. The bridge pickup is really nice too. It's a lot thinner than the neck pickup, but still, it has a nice twang to it. So let me just kind of play you something so you can hear it. And then finally the two together. Yeah, if you're looking to buy a Gibson guitar to add to your collection and you don't want to spend $2 grand on a Les Paul Studio or a Tribute, something like this, a find like this, could be really, really exciting because A, it's rare. This guitar is only made for 2 years, so you don't really see these at all. I didn't even know about this till like, I don't know, a month and a half ago. You can put one together for fairly cheap and it feels like a Gibson. Like I would use this beside my Les Paul in sessions and playing on the road. Like I really like how this sounds. I think there's a lot of really good options here. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about this build or if you're looking at doing this, if you have any questions, I'd love to help you out. And yeah, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. If you do, that's amazing. If you don't, you're amazing too. And yeah, take care everyone. I'll see you in the next video.